Hey y'all, welcome to MST, the Heart of the Podcast. I'm Mel.
I'm Joseph.
I'm George.
Unfortunately, we're missing two of our members today, Nicholas and Kosi. Nicholas is enjoying a nice vacation, and Kosi is the opposite.
Hope you're enjoying it, buddy.
Yeah, and Kosi is currently working.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to. We wanted to give you all some extra, another person that we're close friends with that we're really happy to bring on the podcast. We're bringing on Xavier Sanchez, and we want to give him a chance to introduce himself.
Yeah, before we get into that, gotta correct you. We're MSTC, not MST.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
Mystical
Yeah.
Space Typhoon.
Yeah,
How did
we're
I
not
do
that.
that?
Also, please, give us a like, subscribe to us on Apple or Spotify, and what other platform are we on? Anchor.
Anchor,
Anchor,
yes.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Give us a follow.
All
give
right,
us a follow. All right.
Without
So
further
now,
ado.
without further ado,
Xavier Sanchez.
hey Xavier,
Xavier.
can you hear us?
Hello.
Technical difficulties.
Give us
Oh.
1 second.
Oh. Huh.
Well, while we try to get him on. All right, there he goes.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Xavier, can you hear us? Are you there?
Far away.
There
Yo,
you
what's
go.
There
up?
we are.
How's it going?
Now we're good. There we go.
Everybody,
There we go.
warm
Now we're
welcome
all
to
good.
Xavier.
Woo.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing
Boy
much.
Xavier, a.k.a. Player X, a.k.a. Exotics, a.k.a. whatever y'all want me to be at that point in time.
47?
Agent 47.
a.k.a. 47 and 48.
Woo.
All right, so Xavier, we've done sort of our intros. Our audience knows who we are, but they do not know who you are. But we're looking forward to introducing you. So why don't we start off
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
what deck are you playing right now?
Well, I'm Player X. I'm a part of Team OTK Machine. It is a conglomerate of me and a buddy of mine who just specialize in machine type OTK style decks. I actually, if we want to be 100% honest, I main Cyber Dragons. I mean
Yeah.
going second blind OTK Cyber Dragon build.
Mm-hmm,
But for during the formats, I like to play decks that complement the formats and whatnot. So although I always fall back on Sidra, currently I am maining Eldritch and
There we go.
Wanderees.
Nice.
Okay.
Very
All right.
nice.
All right.
Good choices,
Shout out
my
to
man.
Eldritch.
Shout out to Flunder.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Shout out to Helmet or Eldritch or
That's
whatever.
right.
Yeah, one of the two.
No, that's good. And I always appreciate. A fun fact for those listening: Xavier actually introduced me to not necessarily introduced me to Sidras, but was like, "What are you playing with Sidras?" When we met each other back at a regional a couple years ago.
At a
And-
regional, yeah.
yeah.
It was actually the regional I topped that.
I know, yeah. And then
Oh,
he was
yeah, I
like,
remember that.
"Oh, what build are you playing?" And I was
I
like,
got a top
You
my
did?
very first regional shot. I
It's-
think it was my very first regional, and I got top 32.
Oh,
Oh no, I
that's
got
funny.
top 30 out of top 32.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
meant to be.
It was
Yeah.
that was super impressive. And yeah, I was
It
like,
is funny because I didn't win a single game in the first half of that night. I think I lost 2 and tied. I lost 2 tied and still pulled it out. I don't know how.
That's good. That's good.
Won every single game after.
That's how you do it. You know.
Yeah, you just got to play it out.
Yeah.
So what happened was I was losing,
Mm-hmm.
so that way I can strategically play all the scrubs and then catapult my way back to the top.
That's one way to think
There
about
you
it.
go.
Yeah, that's
That is,
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Never scoop.
Never scoop.
That's right, never scoop. It's funny. I don't
Mhm.
want to sidetrack, but in one of those games for that regional, you want to talk about never scooping. I played a 38-minute game 1 against
Ooh.
Subterror because at that
Love
point in
Subterror.
time, I was teching in. My side deck was a copy of Rivalry of Warlords, and
Ooh.
I played DNA Surgery.
Oh yeah.
And I was really playing the DNA Surgery because I wanted to contact use the whole board. This was back in Eternal format,
Yep,
so
yep.
like
Yeah.
Orcus, Thunder Dragon, and Sky Striker, which is very, very prevalent in the format.
Mhm.
So DNA Surgery with Cyber Dragons was my way of going first, and not only messing up the Thunder Dragons because they needed their thunders on the field, but it was a way for me to use the entire board away. I was playing multiple fortresses at the time. This was during MR4, where
Mhm.
you had to kind of put the Master in the access to Master zone, so it was easier to use it as a link-off material.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm playing a Subterror player who is obviously maining. There can only be one.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
win
my
game.
god.
I win game 1 to blowout. He wins game 2 on suppression. We go into game 3. I'm talking about these games are like a minute and a half.
Right,
2
right.
minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we went into game 3 and played 37 minutes because he made me go first. I had both rivalry and DNA surgery. I flipped those, and then he flipped there can only be one on my side when I have a Tiger. So I have a Cyber Dragon Tiger.
Oof.
That was left on the board, and he flipped there can only be one, and he has a Subterra Guru. So obviously he can't flip me because I'm a Link monster. He has Final Battle and a way to he has Steendus to negate me, so I'm not attacking him. So we literally just because he knows I'm playing I have that limiter removal.
Right.
I got power box. So if he would have removed that monster, I'm going to wreck the board.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we literally sat there for 37 minutes and just drew cards and talked.
That's
And it was
awesome.
kind of refreshing.
Oh my god.
That's so
That's
cool.
great.
That's
I still
amazing.
won. I was still up in life points. But
Oh, there you go.
for the most part, yeah, I still won. But it was probably the most fun game I played, just because I got to know my opponent more. We really did have fun and laugh, and we were just really shocked over the situation that we got ourselves into.
I
Yeah.
can only imagine DNA surgery in 28. This was 2019 or 2018.
Those are the kind of games you go back
This
and you
was 2019.
appreciate.
This was 2019 going into the COVID 2020 season.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, those are the games you kind of look back and you really appreciate. Like, have you guys ever played a game where your opponent's just like really shitty and you're just like, I just want to get this game over with?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, and then you also do have like on the flip side, those games that are like, wow, this is a lot of fun. Like, I'm really, really enjoying this game. It's like a lot of back and forth. And, two players are like literally enjoying the game like the way it's supposed to be. And it's not like a pissing contest anymore. It's like, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, you don't really see those too often.
No, nowadays most games are usually over within the first turn, and you can determine who's
absolutely.
going to win.
If you're going into game 3, or if you're going to turn 3 or 4, then the game has gone too long.
Yeah, at that point, and it's just who can outgrind who.
It comes down to the dice roll.
I mean, speaking of,
I would rather longer. I like mid range.
Yeah,
I think
same.
mid range is where the smart is, like the actual skill comes in.
Yeah.
Speaking of how like grand games, how are we feeling about Master Duel? So I know we only have
oh my god,
one
Master Duel.
one game.
I do not like Master Duel, and it's funny because I was the biggest advocate for Master Duel as far as like a Konami official game.
Yeah, of course.
It's good to have like
It's been
a
in the
place where
making.
people can go and play test that's official, and what I'm saying, we can have the actual real rulings, but then I just don't like. I think the gameplay is slower than EDO Pro. I would much rather play EDO. I feel as though I don't like best. I really, really don't like best of one.
Same.
I feel as though that is definitely not the best way to represent the game.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a regional with any deck that you're playing these best of one decks with, you're not gonna win.
No, absolutely not. No.
You're just not gonna win.
Right.
Although I do like how they have their own ban list separate from the OTG and the TCG. I hate that ban list.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole bunch of knowledge, and that's I've never in real life activated Max D, and I know it's because it's a powerful card.
Yep.
But playing against Max, honestly, I'm impartial on Max D. I played Cyber Dragon OTK on Master Duel, and I went like 25-0 because you can Max D me all you want unless you paid for and saw your nib.
Right.
I'm going to put 8,000 on the board this turn. Like, you're just gonna die.
Yeah.
So, I just was not a fan of it. I don't like how much you have to grind to get good cards, and I don't like the pool, how vast the pool is of good cards. Like, you have to grind so hard to be getting these three. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I could just buy one card and duplicate it, it's 3. I think maybe it'd be easier. But I have to spend like what, 90 ultra rare points,
Right.
and I'm only getting one ultra rare card per 10 packs.
Yeah.
And it's only worth 10, like half of what when I craft it, it's only worth half of its value.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how cheesy these decks are becoming. And now you've got people who are just grinding for for gems. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually played or heard about the XYZ festival.
Yeah, but that was only
people are
for
getting
that was
cookie
only for a
gems.
little bit. They eventually fixed that
Yeah, I know
within
they
like a couple
passed it up,
days.
but like this is what I'm talking about. Like they're just doing it for the gems. Like no one even took that tournament serious
Yeah.
until after they got rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
So
I don't know.
my thoughts on Master Duel, at least, it's that it's a great game. It's definitely not here to replace paper Yu-Gi-Oh whatsoever. I believe it's really appealing to the casual audience as well as semi-competitive, not this ultra competitive people, but semi-competitive, like the people that are in the in-between. More on the casual side, just because it's more free to play and you have more accessibility to it, because it's on your phone, it's on the computer, it's in most game consoles, so everybody has access to it one way or another. And I think the fact that it's just bringing in people and like people that wouldn't really necessarily like go out of their way to spend a couple, like let's say $50, even just spending $50 on a card game for someone, it would be insane.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
we're probably
absolutely.
laughing now, and we're like, yeah, right, $50. But
Drops
Yeah, but
three
everyone's
and-
been there,
three,
though, you know?
yeah, of
droplets.
course. And then this is the thing about it. It's that it's an introduction. And I think it's great for the fact that it's allowing people to have a little bit of taste of what Yu-Gi-Oh is, get acquainted with it, and like the new things that have come with Yu-Gi-Oh. Because we've started with all the new summoning mechanics, and that can be a little overwhelming to like a new player. So I just...
Yep.
I think it's a great in that aspect. Now, to say for a very competitive scene, like we were perhaps expecting this to replace like remote duels, but this is not something that's going to be doing that. At least not to that extent. It will have its
I
own
can
duels.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
100% agree with that. It definitely is more to get a returning player back into playing, so that way they can maybe feel confident enough to maybe go to a locals in real life. You know,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I can 100% buy that.
Of
Like,
course. Of
but-
course.
I would still, as a competitive player, I would much rather play EDO or Dueling Book 100% of the time. I just do not like it.
Yeah, that's what kind of, Xavier, I'm on your side with that a little bit, because I was mad. I was really into Master Duel. I was like texting these guys. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
Bro,
this
I was
thing is
so
the
hyped
shit.
before it came.
I was so happy, and then it got Ghost released,
Yeah.
which I had an issue with, but it was just like, yeah, this is super cool. And initially I thought, I was like, the gem system is, they could have gone a lot worse, because like we've seen sort of especially in video games, which a lot of us are big players of, like we've seen gotcha games get really nasty with sort of what the
Yeah.
cost is.
Right, right.
But similar to you, Xavier, I was I'm really upset that the ban list is not even, there's not even an option to do TCG, OCG, or this one. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
have them.
It's just their own thing.
It's
That's
their
what
own
I'm
thing.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's no decision for the players.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be for the player, or as like a training or slash like like a module. Like
Yeah.
I just don't feel as though like this is a proper one. Like you can be so good at Master Duel, go 25-0, go plat one,
Mhm.
and then go to a real locals over here and then get your ass handed.
Yeah, it's
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
like well like no holds barred. You're probably going X4 that day.
Yep. Because you're picking up a deck
You
that
know,
worked in Master Duel, and a lot of that had to
Yeah,
do
but
with
it's
like,
not working here.
right, it's not going to work in the TCG, because
Nope.
you're
They
also
won't
going
even
to,
show up with a side deck.
right.
They won't even show up with a side deck.
Oh
They're
my
like,
That's the
what-
funniest
god.
part.
They'll be
That-
like, all right, I won. Wait, why are
Wait,
you putting your cards? What are you
what
doing?
What do you mean I
doing?
can't use Maxi? What's wrong with Maxi?
Yeah.
All right, I won a good game. Pack it up.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
And I think one of my other big problems, which you were kind of alluding to, Xavier, is like, I was fully expecting a dueling book mode, like a mode where you turn off like the auto indicators and can just practice and play and build that kind of stuff, and it just doesn't exist. There's barely a practice mode.
There's no tough hands or anything, bro.
Right.
You literally have to, and I don't like the fact that there's only ranked duels.
Yeah.
You can't even go, unless you're playing with a friend, know your friend's ID, and connect to that friend on there at that point in time. You can't just hop into a game nonchalant with nothing on the line, no pressure, and
Right.
play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything is ranked. Everything is always analyzed. It goes on record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
Yeah.
as though, like, not everyone is going to want that. Like, it's not really appealing to everyone. Who wants to go practice when they know that if they practice with a new deck, it's going to ruin their record? They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to stay and
Right.
play with worse people. I'm not even like, and that's not to say that everyone who comes in is bad, but like, as a competitive player, I didn't enjoy even playing the game until I hit platinum because I felt as though I was just stomping on these newbies. Like it was insane. Like I felt as though it wasn't even fair.
Yeah. I mean, here's here's my take on that.
Robots.
Like, I think that Master Duel itself. I mean, personally, I've tried to play it on the Switch. It's unplayable. Well, to me, it's unplayable. I was waiting for it to drop on Mac OS, and it never did. So I just, I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. And I mean, so for me, it's like
okay.
it's not Duel Links, right? I played Duel Links when it came out, and I know that's two different games, but Duel Links was for me a bigger disappointment, right? Because it's like, what the fuck is a speed duel? What the fuck? What, like,
I've never played Duel Links.
I thought it was going to be what Master Duel is now, so I think that's why I'm not super disappointed in Master Duel. Like, I mean, yes, does it need work? Absolutely. I don't think that the best of one is a big deal, only because if you make the game too similar to the TCG,
bro,
then it's the TCG. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's such a big deal because look at the way that people are deck building now. Like, people aren't even deck building for competitive play. You see the decks that are running around right now.
Well, no, I can't say.
Power Drytron is just going crazy, making 8. You have literally 8 negates. 8 negates. Then you've got like Kiss of Dark Smoochie, Burn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
You've got all.
So it's some degenerate shit. I should probably be playing that game.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I would do pretty well. No, you know what? I mean, it's just a different game. You know what I mean? I mean, you kind of just take it for what it is. It's a different game. Yeah, you just kind of take it for what it is, in my opinion. And it's like, I mean, hopefully you didn't spend any real money.
Maybe that's what it is.
Hopefully you didn't spend any real money in that. You know what I mean? And I mean, it will bring back some of the older players, right, that played like back in the day, and maybe it'll kind of just like revitalize, like, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. Let me go to my locals, and then they'll get whooped, and then they'll start buying $300-$400 cards.
100%.
Yeah, like
let me just say, I binged played that game for 3 days straight, and then once I got to Platinum 1 in Season 1, I just stopped. I haven't accessed Master Duel since day 4 it came out.
I agree with that sentiment. I got to Plat 1 last season, and I did go back and started playing again. I have been playing since day 1 Pendulum Magician's OTK, which is nasty. It's just if you don't have a single hand trap, I just interruption. I just deal 8,000 to you on the first turn, and that's pretty much the game. But touching back on
Pendulum players are toxic.
Yeah, thank you. Touching back on that, so we know this is not going to be replacing remote duels, but how are we feeling that remote duels are doing right now? Like how do we feel this in comparison to real life duels?
Wait, have you competed in a remote duels?
Like I have competed in one remote duel, and I absolutely appalled it.
Okay, say more about that.
I just did not like. I mean, I didn't like how I had to scramble for a setup. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now these duelists have to buy setups now, even if it is like you can spend up to like $50 and get like an arm and just have your phone. But like to really play and enjoy, you got to buy a camera, you got to buy an arm, you have to make sure you have a desk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to make sure you're like a big enough desk for you to actually play at. You have to have space, all this stuff.
And a good, decent internet.
And I'm not with that.
Yeah.
You can't use a piece of bread for internet.
It kind of reminds me of Master Duel in a way too, because like there's its own ban list. Like, and not only can you not play a regular ban list, but there are literal separate cards that you cannot play just
friendship.
because of the fact that I physically cannot give it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're playing virtually. Like I can't play exchange. Let me just say, when I was playing Infernoble before it got neutered.
I remember that. Yeah.
That in exchange, like cards like hand knowledge, hand disruption. I can't. You tell me I can't appointer the Red Lotus you?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. So now 9 or 10 good cards in the card pool are taken out strictly because I'm playing you online, like virtually. I just don't like that. Then like the other rules where I understand that your hand has to be seen at all points in time, but like there's times where so not only does your hand have to be seen at all points in time, but it can't be visible to your opponent. Right. Which means if your cards are showing, if an opponent can identify a card in your hand because of the angle of your camera, then you will get a violation and then a game loss.
Yep.
But if your cards are not in view, it's an automatic game loss.
Right.
So I'm like, all right,
That's
so
nuts.
I have to hold my cards at like 45 degrees and consciously hold them there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to play, there's just so many rules and speculations. I would just rather go to a local, or I'll wait. I'll go call a couple homeboys over and play test like we usually do anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's-
saying? Like,
That's what we did.
I just not a big fan. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's very, very cool that from the comfort of your home, you're able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. That's very cool. But, that was
I mean, to just kind of like touch on that a little bit. I had this set up right during. I was gonna say during pandemic. We're kind of still in a pandemic, but
Yep.
you know, during the heaviest of the pandemic, you know, I had the whole setup. I was ready to play. You know, Mel and I we played a couple of games. You know what I mean? Just like really set up to play, and then I was like, I don't know, man, this kind of sucks. Like, you know, you make one mistake or you move your cards away. Like, even if you're not cheating, you move them away for a second.
Yeah.
You're a game. That's a game loss. It's like,
Yep.
what the fuck?
Yeah, but
Right.
there are people who are cheating. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are, like, but the memes, I find them funny.
Yep.
But it's only funny because you find the truth in them. Like, you've seen a meme where they take a picture of, like, their desk, and then they take a picture of, like, on the floor of their desk, and it's, like, all of the meta cards. And it's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Ready for when you accidentally, what is the caption? Ready to accidentally drop this card.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's funny because it's true.
It's true.
Like,
Yep.
it's insane. The guy, what is it? Zodiac Barrage or Mekk-Knight
Yep.
Zodiac Barrage.
Yeah.
That's a real, that really happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that
Like,
was like one of the
I
big
would
first
be
ones too.
living-
Yeah.
If we were in real life, I would have a player next to me be like, yo, you just saw this guy move his damn
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
I know you saw that.
Yeah,
Like, come on. Like,
that's why I personally prefer like doing like IRL, because I think the first time that I came back to play was in the Poconos.
Yep,
On my
yep.
birthday. We went
Mhm,
to like this locals that was they just happened to be open, and
Mhm.
I was like, all right, like
Yeah.
we're gonna double mask up and
Yep,
we're gonna
yep.
go, and we played, and it was like,
It's like putting on
It-
a fresh sweater.
yeah,
he probably orgasmed.
yeah, it
probably
felt
had
so
to-
good.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
You
it
probably
felt so
activated
good.
your first card and went, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It
because
was
I mean,
amazing.
during the time, it was just really like just us playing. We were playing each other, and like,
Mhm.
you know, don't get me wrong. Like I told him, I was like, it's fun to play you guys. Like I love seeing you guys, but it's also like you can
No,
only
but it's
play
fun
the
to
same
go to
people so many times before it's like, you know,
Yeah.
you hit like
And
that
especially
cap.
if they play the same decks. Like,
hmm
you guys have met Devon, which is
Yes.
my good buddy, my playtest circle best friend. And bro, he just recently got on Dragon Link,
Oh.
but he's been on Dinos since
Oh, we have a resident Dino player here
2017.
too.
Yeah, we can relate to that.
I feel like every friend group has to have a
think it's
resident
like,
Dino
bro,
player.
there's only so many times I can handle a miscellaneous story.
Ah.
Bro,
Yeah,
it takes a meta.
yeah.
It takes a meta.
Yeah,
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god, that's so funny that your
Yes.
friend group also has a resident Dino player.
I feel as though every local has the one Dino
Yep,
player
yep.
because
And
what the deck does. Like,
Xavier,
everyone has the
Xavier,
one
I have
Dino
I
player.
have this question for you. So, do you run any hand traps in your deck when you face him?
I run
Do you run
hand
Ash?
traps and flunderies.
Do you run Ash?
I do not main Ash in Eldridge, but I do main Ash in Flunderies.
Okay, question is I ask is because whenever I face our Dino player, which is Cozy, I just have PTSD now where I can't Ash anything but his Misk.
Bro, nothing.
No,
Bro,
'cause-
nothing. You
'cause
can't
it-
ask the Ovi. You can't ask the pot of
No,
posterity.
they just
You
drop.
can't
They
ask
just drop
even
it.
fossil games because they always have two fossils.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't understand
I
that.
relate to you.
yeah.
Oh
Because
man.
you have to ask the mist. And
Yep.
as soon as you ask the mist in graveyard, they
They drop
they
another
fucking have
Misk.
the gamma. No, they
Yep.
have the gamma.
The gamma
Oh,
or
the
called
gamma,
by.
the
And they
call
have
by,
the
yeah.
gamma sitting there waiting.
Yep.
Oh,
With a
God.
smile on their face.
Yep. Oh god.
You know what
Yep.
before we get off, you know what I really hate about Dino players?
Mhm.
I really hate when they resolve miscellaneous, and I will, and they ask if I have a response.
Yep.
Like, I
Think the same
fucking
thing.
I literally hate that. Bro, it's
Response?
like, I almost want. There are very few things you can say to me to get me like aggravated, but if you say that to me, knowing damn well you just activated and resolved miscellaneous, and I've given you 8 eye rolls already, yes, guy, it's gonna. No, I don't have anything.
Response?
Is it the same phase? No, I don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my, like Divine at least if he activates Miscellaneousaurus, just goes off.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't even ask you if you even like. He doesn't even like give you a chance to give him a response. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter what you have.
Oh,
He's just gonna go off, and I respect that at least. Like, all right, we're gonna just do this, go off, and get it done fast. But I just hate when Dino players are like, all right, yeah, Miscellaneousaurus, okay, cool. Normal Oviraptor response. No, I don't have a response. Is it a Dino on scared field? No.
Oh yeah, that is rough. That happened to us so many times. Related to remote duels and locals, because I think the competitive players, it's always going to be locals. Like remote, like you're gonna want IRL.
No, honestly, I hate that it's like that.
Yeah.
Because locals is not real competition. I don't go to locals feeling like it's a regional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so much rogue there.
Yeah.
Unless you go to
Maybe
Gamer's
the top
Choice.
cut of a locals, maybe like the last 2 rounds of a locals, I feel I'm like the first round of a regional. But like locals just don't compare.
We have our locals, which is it's Gamer's Choice. We shout them out a lot on the podcast because they're
GC. Okay, word.
Yeah, GC. Yeah. It's like they get 50 people on a slow night.
Yeah,
so and they're like
their Tuesday nights are cranking out like 75.
Yeah. And they have the best pricing I've ever seen. I don't know how they make money. It's like, this Tuesday casual tournament, 2 boxes for the first player, 3 boxes for second.
Like, what?
It's crazy. I'm like, how do you make money? And then I'll see on Instagram that they just bought this collection that's worth $10,000 for $100.
There you go.
I'm like, how do you do this? But I think my big issue with remote duels, because I participated in a remote duel YCS, and aside from like the cheating and all that stuff, it just took so fucking long to organize it. Like Kosi actually topped that. He topped that one. Discord was like, it couldn't handle it. There were like 150 people, and it was like round one.
We've never seen 150 people in.
Round 1 starts at 3. Round 2 starts at 9 p.m. I'm like, bro, I need to go.
Was that the one that ended like at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, Kosi was. I'm like, I went X3 drop because I was like, fuck this. People cheat when I play Mech Knights because they're like, oh, my columns are flipped, and I'm like, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
But they played again. Kosi was like, I was like, Kosi, I'm dropping. Good luck though, and he was still texting us at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
He's like, man, I beat Ryan Yu and round like top 4. I'm facing Jesse was it Jesse or was it Cody?
Cody. No, I don't know. I
think it was Cody.
Yeah.
And we're like, bro, it's 3 in the morning. How are you still playing? It's like that meme where it's like it's 7 in the morning.
Oh, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, how this started? This started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Oh my god, that's my big issue with remote duels though. It's just like it takes so fucking long.
Regionals all day.
Regionals are great, and it makes sense because it's like they're also running side events. Like the remote duels, it's like, well, I guess we have to cancel the giant card because there's too many people in Discord right now.
Side events
you know how many people just DQ'd or like their internet gets gappy bad.
That's
and
like
then
the
all
worst.
of a sudden you disconnect and it's a game loss or
Yep.
like a mat loss or something like that. I'm like, yo, those are just stupid. Like, I could be kicking your shit in and my cat run over my Wi-Fi box and now I'm out. I'm out the tournament. Like, that's
fucking
crazy.
ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get that. I'm not with that box. It's not to say that I don't like the fact there are pros and cons.
Yes.
The cons far outweigh the pros in my
opinion. No, I agree. Yeah. No, for sure.
As well as remote duels. And either one, if you compare it to give me a deck and go to a local, I will go to a locals every single time.
That's totally fair. Joseph, how do you feel about remote and IRL?
So I personally haven't had much experience with a remote just because from my history of playing Magic, I have played online in events. Thank you, George. And I just don't enjoy playing a card game that I physically own online or in the online space just because the whole entire point of it is for me to socialize, go out and smell these sweaty guys. I just love it.
You love to smell the sweaty guys. Of course.
There's nothing replacing that.
No, it's you smell like it smells like Burger King in here, but there's no Burger King for miles.
Yeah, but like it's a whole social aspect.
All throughout the room, and you'll eventually just start smelling like home.
Yeah, it's a social aspect for me. So I really am just not a fan of it. to begin with.
Right.
And especially hearing from all the negative things that I've heard about remote duels, it just makes me even less want to even try it. Like, for me, it's just not beneficial.
Yeah. God, I mean, I appreciate it for what it is. It was an opportunity for people to be able to play. It just
dark time.
I do like their pricing though. That's another pro
the
I give
pricing's
them.
cool.
Like,
I wish I
like,
would have got
they
one of
get,
those
you get
remote duel
field
mats.
promos.
Yep.
You get mats. Yeah, the remote duel mats are sometimes kind of fire. Like you get OTS packs for just entering, which I think is like a free ulti for just playing a duel. I think,
that'd be cool.
Like value wise, that's just crazy. That's maximum value right there.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm saying? I could play one remote duel. It doesn't cost me a single thing. And I just got a free OTS pack sent to me, and I pulled an ulti infirm. What?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you just went through hell for that one pack.
Yeah,
You You went through 5 hours to win one pack. You know, and if you don't win anything, you only get one pack.
Yeah.
Speaking of IRL play, we thankfully big events are coming back, which is nice, and I'm really excited for. Unfortunately, right now, New York, and Xavier, correct me if I'm wrong, but New York does not have anything listed right now. It's all the stuff around us.
100% no.
Yeah.
It's funny because I said that Kuma was fucking us, even though he left office. I'm like, I saw the initial list, and I'm like, all right, New York. Oh no, New York, fuck Kuma, bro. I was so mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, so we've got a couple coming up. We're planning on going to a couple, but I feel like it'll be good to be back at regionals, like just having all of, like, because George, you and I've had this experience when we went to regionals. Just like, I appreciate the vendors being there. Because they'll usually have cards that I don't like. As much as I, love TCG player.
Too, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mentioned Cliff, and he was a vendor buddy of mine. Shout out to Cliff and Sunday Gaming LLC. They're a TCG player account, but they literally, or Sunday Gaming, I should say. But he literally quit his job, went to go ven, and is loving it. He loves every second of it. He says he makes a good amount of money. He has fun. He interacts with everybody. Like the cards he's seen and held and sold, even if he doesn't hold it or own it for very long, has been really cool. Like the high end stuff that he's able to just get a hold of to say, hey, I've owned this card at one point in my time is crazy. Like, so vendors definitely need YCSs and bigger events, even to get their own like hustle going.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a couple coming up. I know that I'm planning on going to a couple of them, at least like 3 or 4 over the next. They're picking up this month.
You guys know what you're going to be playing?
I will keep playing Mech Knights until I top a regional with them at least, and then a YCS. I love Mech Knights.
But that's fair. Okay, so you really don't want Harp Horror to come off the list.
No, fuck Harp Horror. I do not want Harp Horror. As soon as Harp Horror comes off, Gearsu's in danger, and you need to leave him alone. I said it on the first podcast. It is my only good normal summon. Please leave it alone.
That's
Otherwise,
funny because I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was
like, yo, if Harp Horror comes up, because I want Harp Horror to come back because I hated Orcus at first.
Yep.
And then I was playing Orc. I somehow, for some reason, was just play testing a different build of Cyber Dragon, and it was Cyber Orcus. And I was playing it, and it was so powerful.
It's super powerful.
Strong.
Yeah.
And I fell in love. I think it was right after that regional I started playing around with it, and then the COVID thing happened, and Harp Horror got banned.
Good.
And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I just fell in love with the deck.
Yeah.
So I want to experience that love again, but and I know I never will. And I don't deserve it,
bro.
You just want to feel.
I don't.
You just want to feel something,
bro. If you get Harp Horror back,
I just want to feel something other than nothing.
If you get Harp Horror back, I'm normal summoning Sangan.
Oh yeah,
that's not fair.
We're not the same.
People are already normal summoning.
Yeah,
Sangan.
I know, but like Gearsu's.
That's already a thing. So give me back Heart.
Listen, Gearsu is clearly the better summon.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe because it has Mech Knight in the damn
That's
name,
right.
RML, but
oh my god,
a future topic. What it is.
Future topic is what cards do we need for our current decks?
Yeah.
Bring me back all my birds.
No, George, what are you planning?
I need I don't know. If I go back to regionals, it's gonna be something like really degenerate. Like so it depends on how I feel that day. Either it's gonna be like I win by Exodia or you win by Exodia. I don't know. It depends because it's like.
What are you trying to play Crooked Exodia now?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God! You know,
Like, I'm just gonna do
I
that.
don't mean to turn the conversation, but I had a conversation with my buddies, and I just want you guys to say yes or no. And is there 4 of us
There are 4
Yeah,
of us.
there's
Yes.
4 of
in
us.
total?
Yeah,
Yeah,
including
so we
you.
might
Yeah.
be split, but I'm hoping not. Do you guys feel as though Crooked Cook with left arm shark underneath it is a fair card?
Uh,
Do you feel as though that is a fair strategy? Like that is. Do you think is that ban worthy? Is that ban worthy? Should I say?
Okay, so
just to explain what that means for our listeners that may not know, that is an unaffected, cannot be destroyed by battle Xyz monster.
Yep. So it's a tower. So I'll start off with the conversation. So I think any card in the whole entire game that needs another card, like you need a specific way to out it that's not normally traditionally played in Yu-Gi-Oh, is not really a fair card. So I think I think that Crooked Cook is a ban-worthy card.
Says the guy who fucking played Protoss and was like, "You need to leave Protoss alone."
Leave Protoss alone.
Xavier,
you go.
this is not true. Xavier, this is not me. It is not who I am. It is not a show or demonstration of who I am as a person.
It's who he was.
Fucking
That is
believe
a
you.
direct representation.
No.
If you like Protoss, then I don't know what to say for you. Like I'm glad that you felt that pain.
It's different.
Oh
Protoss
my
was Protoss is like saying that you will bring a gun to a knife fight every single time.
Yep. But also my
Like, knowingly.
I just can't use it. I have to drop it.
No, he's going to bring out his knife and then shoot you.
Oh my god.
Pretty
George,
much.
how do you
That's
feel about
exactly
this
what
card?
Protoss was.
Honestly, I didn't even know what that was a thing.
Yeah.
And now George is gonna play it. In
And now
all
I'm
his
gonna play it in everything I.
All right,
now-
so
Insane.
George, this way. I will give you one influence that Devon told me. I won't tell you his stance quite yet, but think of it this way. You can activate whatever you want. This card is not restricting you from doing anything.
We'll talk about
Think of
this.
it that way.
That you don't have to say
Although
anymore.
you're not doing anything,
You don't have to say
card is
anymore.
this card is not like a wind barrier statue which is restricting you from playing the game. This isn't like a floodgate that is restricting you as a player from playing the game. This is a card that just says,
I like that.
am unaffected by card effects. I will never be destroyed by battle.
I like that. Actually, we'll talk. let's next subject, please.
Do you think that is ban worthy? Do you
No,
think that is a ban-worthy
absolutely
card?
not.
No, George is known to play degenerate cards.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so we're 1-on-1. So Mel, what is your decision?
I think I'm with Jose. I feel like, or Joseph. I feel like this is like it's. I mean, the problem is, what are you gonna ban? Like you can't. It's ban worthy, but there's not a specific card to be ban worthy because Crooked Cook did nothing and was doing nothing and still is like having trouble. Just like it's gonna. You can see it, but like just.
Might I say to you?
Mhm.
Might I say to you with the same mindset that you just said?
Yep.
Protoss.
I know.
Did absolutely nothing for 6 months.
Yep.
Six months.
I totally recognize it.
And he still did
Until
nothing
something
wrong.
came out that broke it.
And I feel like I'm trying to think of other like I'm thinking about like cards that like it brings to mind cards like Rongo Bongo where it's like it wasn't a problem until a mechanic broke it and then they just broke it and I feel like it's
All right,
Zexel.
There is no looking back. There is no saying that if we didn't have this card, it would be broken.
Sure.
We have this card.
We
The
have
card
this-
is-
you're
the
right.
cards are there. The strategies are being played. If you're sitting in a regional, you're X and O round 2, and your opponent goes first and makes a Crooked Cook
Mhm.
and sits on it, what is your feelings right now? Are you feeling as though you lost because he's a skillful player and you just got big brain? You know what I'm saying? Or are you feeling as though, fuck this card, what the hell is this shit really? Why is this here?
Xavier,
Why is this
did you bring this
strategy?
up by any chance? Do you have any actual experience against Crooked Cook?
Absolutely. I actually play Kragan Control as
yeah.
a side deck. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's in the extra deck, but I don't use it the same way. I don't use cards the same way other people use cards. And that's going to sound really weird, but I have specific ways or reasons why I play certain cards. And even if a card has 2 effects, as long as it does the effect I want, I'll probably never activate the second one because it's just doing the first effect does everything I need it to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm sitting on a Crooked Cook, it's because I'm going second and I don't play Mystic Mind because And I just feel as though that is an oppressive card. I'm sitting on Crooked Cook until I can draw cards to out a board.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay? I'm not going to sit on
Spice.
Crooked Cook and deck you out. You know, Exodia is not in my main deck. You know what I'm saying? This is not the game plan. Is
now you gave me an idea.
Crooked Cook and sit.
I'm gonna do Crooked Cook sit
just saying.
till I draw Exodia.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's the whole point.
I think
is that a ban-worthy card?
I will say that I actually do have a problem with the term unaffected. I think that is a I think that's a problem phrase in Yu-Gi-Oh! With that, so knowing that and knowing all that I said and having the Protoss argument, I would say that Crooked Cook is a ban-worthy card. I think it promotes poor Yu-Gi-Oh! To me. It's
All right. So I guess here's
It does.
how easy is it to bring it out?
it takes 2 cards.
Let me tell you. All right, so the basic line for Kraken Control, if I ever wanted to be a dick, I could normal summon a card called Buzzsaw Shark, which is a level 4 fish monster, whose effect is target 1 fish monster on the field, doesn't even have to be itself, and special summon a fish monster with a different name but the same level from your deck in defense. You are now locked into only XYZ summoning for the rest of the turn. So you literally bring out the left-hand shark like from the deck, and then you just XYZ Crooked Cook.
One card.
It's a 1-card combo.
One card.
One card that has to resolve. That's it. You don't need nothing more.
Yeah,
Buzzsaw Shark is a common.
You better have the Imperm.
Yep.
You better have the Ash.
Yep.
If you don't, or the Veiler. If you don't, it's over.
Yep.
Well, right now, I can probably tell you that George is on TCG Player looking at all these, and every card that you mentioned is currently on his cart.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I'll
Being
send you the
purchased.
deck list later if you really want to play.
Oh my
but-
god.
I'm gonna,
Well,
whatever
you know
whatever
that
you're playing, I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna
Dragon
remove 5 and
Control-
add
Oh.
Exodia.
You know,
Fucking-
well, to be honest, Dragon Control, some players side deck Exodia, and they won't bring out Crooked
Hell
Cook the
yeah.
entirety of game 1, and then game 2 sit on it until they get Exodia.
Oh,
Smoke screen into Crooked Cook Exodia.
Yeah, they smoke screen into Exodia, and I feel as though that's kind of funny.
Yep.
But like, I still feel as though that's just degenerate, bro.
I
Do
agree.
you really want to win by that? Like that?
Yes.
Like, you,
Yeah.
like,
Of course.
Congratulations.
That's hilarious.
1000%.
That's
How do you
hilarious.
Oh my god. This is
How do
funny
you
to me.
feel?
this is coming from
And
Do you
George.
feel as
who-
though you're a better Yu-Gi-Oh player because of this match? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Have you learned anything at all?
Okay, so
Yes.
actually,
Is there a
now
reason
think
behind
about
this,
this.
you know?
Think about this. So now we're thinking about one card unaffected, unable to be destroyed by battle. Now, how is it any different from Ad Ignister that goes to 20 cards?
I was
that
just
does
about
the
to
same
say,
exact
I'm
thing.
completely fine with unaffected cards because my other friend Josh plays Ignister, mains it faithfully in the lab every day, making this deck as broken as he can be, and they make a 6,000 attack unaffected by everything monster, and I'm completely fine with it due to the fact that they have to make an entire combo
Yes.
to get to him.
That's the
As
key
soon
for
as
me
they
too.
get them, I feel as though if that is your deck's win condition and you have to strategically get there, bro, 100%. Because it's not really interesting. If I'm playing Elvish, I can still out it.
Yeah.
All I have to do is make Gustav leave detach, gain 2,000, crash into it. You know what I'm saying? But it is outable.
So how would you feel? Would you be more spiteful if you lost to Crooked Cook Exodia or Ad Ignister Exodia?
Crooked Cook Exodia, absolutely. I'd be
Crooked Cook, 100%
fucking
every time.
pissed.
You know,
I'd be so mad.
Crooked
Oh,
Cook,
I'm
you know,
already. I'm
there's
in the
nothing-
kitchen
unless you-
already.
Unless you are,
George is the
unless
Crooked
you are
Cook.
maining a Kaiju, like
Yep.
which is why I main Kaiju and like
same.
Cyber Dragons and going second deck.
Mhm.
Unless or playing a deck that either A attacks directly or B does piercing damage because Crooked Cook's defense is only like 500 or something.
Yeah.
Then you have lost the game. Like,
Yep.
bro, understand that. Like, take that into consideration. Listen to the words I just said. If you are not maining a Kaiju or playing some form of a piercing and or attack directly manner style deck, you have lost the game.
Yep.
Lost.
And I feel like that the argument that I can hear in Joseph's brain right now is, what about Mystic Mine? The difference with Mystic Mine is that
exactly.
you can, if you put up like I can at least try and get the
I can
monsters
outmine.
down. I can get rid of it by having it destroy itself. But if I'm sitting,
Exactly.
and Ignister's different because you cannot put Ignister in defense mode. It has to be in attack mode. So what Xavier's talking about is he can do something. He can crash into it. He can make something bigger. You can do like Utopia, make it 8,000 or 12,000 attack, and then you can do some damage. But the other, like with the other one, it's like, oh, I'll just put it in defense mode. Hope you got Fairy Meteor Crush.
I mean, to be
No,
fair,
literally.
to be fair,
It's literally that.
to be fair, there wasn't a single thought going through my head. Actually,
None at all.
So let it be known.
Good.
So let it be known that although I say yes, ban-worthy card, yes, ban-worthy should it become meta because it's not meta. It's still rogue. You know what I'm saying? The representation is not there.
Yeah.
But the power is.
Yep.
Oof.
Devon says it's not ban-worthy. He takes George's side because it does not restrict you in any way, shape, or form. See, his argument was with Mystic Mind, with a card like Mystic Mind, if you don't main deck the back row removal the same way you need the main deck to Kaiju, then you yourself, no matter how many monsters you draw, will never be able to activate a single card.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And he thinks that is way more frustrating the way to lose than if you can activate cards. He says, yo, bro, you can activate anything you want. And I said, bro, but what does it matter if there's no end result? If the game state hasn't changed? I can activate every single card in my deck.
Yep.
And if nothing is going to happen, I want it. Like, that's crazy to me. Like that mindset, that ideal, like that strategy is just crazy to me.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? That some people sat there for that.
I think the only real lesson that this teaches us is if your friend group is doing this, you probably should start side decking Exodia.
Oh, the surprising Zodiac.
The surprising
Who gets to it first?
It's surprising Zodiac. I mean, like that. Locals, you might see the deck. You probably won't see it at a regional, but Crooked Exodia was a thing. Like, they just play a whole bunch of draw cards. You play the same end because there's so many ways to get to Buzzsaw. You can you play 3 copies of Buzzsaw. You can even foolish. So Left Hand Shark also has another effect where if you control no monsters, you can special summon it from the graveyard, but it's banished when it leaves the field.
Yeah.
So you can do things like Foolish Burial it, activate it in the graveyard as special summon, normal summon any level 4 monster, and then still XYZ into Cricket Cook.
Yep.
And because it was XYZ summon, when it gets detached to some shit, it's gonna go back to the graveyard, but you never would detach it.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? But you can just do it all. You could run 3 Cricket Cooks.
Yep.
And give your opponent a.
I just bought 3 Crooked Cooks.
There, you know what I'm saying?
Don't worry about that.
You almost
3
did it.
Crooked Cooks are purchased.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, we're getting close to time, but we do want to make sure, Xavier, this is your chance. Give your polls, what your plugs, what you wanna promote.
Oh yeah. If you guys want to see anything, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the YouTube. It is OTK Machines, but with a Z. We are on YouTube. I haven't posted in there in quite a little bit, so I apologize for that. I'm actually probably trying to upgrade some equipment and more or less get back into making the videos. But I'm more active on Instagram, where if you guys want to follow me, it is the same thing at OTK_machine with a Z. And I post funny memes there, and we just have discuss topics in the stories and make polls and have good times and whatnot. But I highly suggest subscribing to either one. If you like good music, I am on all social platforms under the name Exotic, EXOTICZ. My album, For the Love of Music, is up for a Syracuse Area Music Award for Best Hip Hop in the area, so feel free to go check that album out. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad shout out to you guys for having me here. Shout out to my Syracuse area locals and the guys I play test with, Devon and Josh and
even the Crooked Good
Papa
guy.
Joe and his sponsors. You know, it's funny. Our locals is really actually competitive. There was a double case tournament. I don't mean to take us over time or whatever, but we have a double case tournament that was happening a couple of days ago on Saturday, and 4 of our players went up there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eric Christensen.
No, I don't think so.
No.
All right, so Eric Christensen has won Worlds and has come in a runner-up in Worlds the following year.
Hell yeah.
He was
That's
playing
awesome.
Monarch, and then he was playing Blue Eyes, and he lost to some Asian guy. I don't remember what his name was, but because at Worlds, and he got runner-up. but
that's
he's just
amazing.
a notable guy.
Yeah.
So him, Jake Curtis, and a couple other buddies of mine went to this double case tournament. Players like Pack were there. Shu Ping's Zoo was there. Zimmerman was there. There was a whole bunch of like notable people in the building. And
Oh wow.
Jake Curtis,
Nice.
a buddy of mine who we really play test with, so shout out to him, got top 4. They went to the. He was actually supposed to play Shu Ping, who was playing Drytron. He was playing Prank Brave Prank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they got to a point where the store had to close, and they had to just split top 4. So he was supposed to play, and they all rolled dice. And although they all got the same pricing for top 4, they all rolled dice to see who had won. And Jake was number 1 on the ballot. He won
Nice.
this event.
Nice.
So I thought that was kind of cool that he won over Pack and Shu Ping, who both won top 4.
That's
Oh,
not
Like,
a
and
bad
that's
thing.
notable. Like, there's some YouTubers who are really good, like both of those guys, and there's some who aren't as as good.
That'll be a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
Well, X, man, listen, dude.
Yeah.
X, we really appreciate you being on the pod, man. You definitely brought a lot of insight, and we hope when we come up there, you show us a lot of love.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are welcome whenever. I got a huge couch. You guys can crash wherever and bring whoever you guys want up there. It's all about the love, and we can play test. I get people who come to my house. My house is the play test spot. It's funny because we call ourselves the Kitchen Warriors, and there's a group chat we all have, and that's like the kind of title of it. And the people who come to my kitchen and we play test together are always the top players at events. Like
Heck yeah.
Jake Curtis,
Oh, yeah.
Ryan.
I need to hit that gym.
They're all good to play.
Yeah, we all got
And
to
that's
hit
how you
that.
get better is by playing together.
That's right. That's
like
right.
Learning these interactions exactly. So, hey, your guys' skill trees and interactions are probably well knit too. Like if you ever face, like I know if Devon ever faces Cyber Dragons or Eldritch, he's properly prepared for it because I played it. I know if anyone over you guys play against a Mech Knight player that Mel's whole game plan is running through your head. You know what I'm saying? So.
And we know dinos too. We know really well dinos.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, we all know Dino's got the misc in hand already, so that's it. You've already lost.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
The one of
Yeah.
which they always have it.
I hope to see you guys at some of these. You guys are more than welcome to come up whenever you guys want. I'll house you guys. But
Cool.
let me know. Yeah, we
Heck
can do a podcast over here in
Heck yeah.
person.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so thank you all for listening to us. Again, give some love to Xavier on his channels. We're MSTC. This is Heart of the Podcast. I'm Mel.
I'm Joseph.
And George?
And we'll see you next time.
Your boy
Goodbye.
at
Oh, sorry.
No.